Remember that moment when your anger took over you in front of someone you love. Those seconds when you lost control and said or did things that minutes later you were already regretting. We all wish we could control that anger. In today's video, we will see 21 lessons of Stoic wisdom that will help us control that internal fire that we find so difficult to manage. Anger, often seen as a negative response, can actually be a catalyst for positive change if approached with the right mindset. The Stoics taught us that it is not external events that disturb us, but our reactions to them. Imagine being able to approach situations that previously triggered anger with a new perspective, armed with strategies to stay calm and clear. These lessons are applied practices that have been tested and perfected over centuries. From learning to recognize your anger triggers to finding ways to express your emotions in healthy ways, each lesson is a step toward greater inner peace and harmony in your relationships. Throughout this video, you will not only discover how to control your anger, but you will also learn to understand it. If this is your first time on the channel, I encourage you to subscribe, click on the bell and like the video. Your support is essential to continue growing and creating quality content like this. Let's get started. Lesson number 1: Recognition of anger and its origin. At the heart of our anger management journey lies a fundamental truth: to manage any emotion, we must first recognize it and understand its source. This lesson immerses us in a deep understanding of what anger is and where it comes from, an essential step before we can manage it effectively. Anger, often misunderstood and always powerful, is more than just an emotional reaction. It is a complex interweaving of feelings, thoughts, and past experiences. It manifests itself in various ways, from mild irritation to overwhelming fury, and its impact can be as diverse as its causes. For the Stoics, recognizing anger not only meant identifying it when it appears, but also understanding its deepest roots. The first step toward recognizing anger is self-observation. Anger is often triggered before we are aware of it. It can be a response to a perceived injustice, a frustrating obstacle in our path, or even a reaction to something as trivial as a careless comment. Here, Stoic wisdom teaches us the importance of observing ourselves, of witnessing our own emotional reactions without judging them. This does not mean repressing anger, but recognizing it as an indicator, a signal that tells us that something inside us or in our environment needs attention. Once we are able to identify anger, the next step is to understand its origin. The Stoics believed that our emotions are the result of our perceptions and judgments about the world around us. Anger, then, is not caused directly by external events, but by our interpretations and beliefs about these events. For example, if someone insults us and we react with anger, it is not the insult itself that has angered us, but the belief that this insult is unfair, hurtful, and should be punished. This understanding leads us to deeper reflection on our underlying beliefs and values. Anger often arises from a discrepancy between how we believe the world should be and how it actually is. Here, self-exploration becomes a crucial tool. By examining our beliefs and expectations, we can begin to understand why certain situations make us feel angry. This process of introspection helps us untangle the complexities of our psyche and identify the thought patterns that contribute to our anger. Furthermore, recognizing anger also involves understanding how our past experiences shape our present reactions. Often our anger is rooted in past experiences, traumas, or insecurities. For example, if we grew up in an environment where anger was the norm, we may have learned to use it as a defense mechanism. Likewise, if we have experienced injustices in the past, we may be more likely to react with anger to situations we perceive as unfair. Recognizing these influences from the past is crucial to understanding our anger in the present. Another important aspect of recognizing anger is awareness of its impact. Anger doesn't just affect those around us, it has a profound effect on ourselves. It can cause stress, anxiety, and other health problems, and can damage our relationships and reputation. By being aware of these consequences, we can begin to see anger not only as an emotion to control, but as an aspect of ourselves that we wish to transform for our well-being and that of others. In short, recognizing anger and its source is an essential step on the path to effective management. By observing our emotional reactions, understanding the beliefs and experiences that drive them, and being aware of their impact, we are prepared to approach anger not as an enemy, but as a teacher who guides us toward a greater understanding of ourselves and our lives. Place in the world. In this lesson, we do not offer quick fixes or magic formulas, but rather an invitation to embark on a journey of self-knowledge and personal transformation, a journey that takes us to a place of greater peace, wisdom, and control over our lives. Lesson number 2, the Stoic perspective, seeing things as they really are. Diving deeper into the waters of Stoic wisdom, we encounter a fundamental lesson, the importance of seeing things as they really are. This lesson goes beyond simply recognizing our emotions, challenges us to examine how we perceive the world around us and how our perceptions can distort reality, thus fueling our anger. The Stoics, masters in the art of objective perception, taught us that it is not the events themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. This idea, although simple in theory, is revolutionary in its application. It implies that the key to managing anger lies not in changing the external world, but in transforming our internal view of it. Let's see how we can apply this Stoic principle in our daily lives. First, let's think about a common scenario. You're stuck in traffic and feeling increasingly frustrated and angry. From a Stoic perspective, it's not the traffic that's making you angry, they are your thoughts about traffic. Maybe you think you should be somewhere else doing something more productive, or you feel personally aggrieved by the delay. Here, the Stoics would encourage us to examine those thoughts. Is traffic really a personal disaster or just an inevitable part of modern life? By changing our perception, we can change our emotional response. The Stoic perspective also encourages us to distinguish between what is in our control and what is not. In the case of traffic, we cannot control the flow of cars, but we can control our reaction to it. By focusing on what we can change, our attitude and thoughts, and accepting what we can't, the traffic itself, we can find a sense of peace and equanimity, even in the midst of chaos. Another important aspect of this lesson is the concept of indifferent preferences. The Stoics held that certain things, such as wealth, health, and status, are preferable, but are not essential to a good and virtuous life. By applying this principle to our lives, we can begin to see that many of the things that cause us anger, such as losing money, facing a minor illness, or being ignored in a meeting, are not fundamental to our well-being. By recognizing these indifferent preferences, we can reduce the power they have over our emotions. This lesson also involves a profound exercise in humility. Recognizing that our opinions are not absolute reality, but only an interpretation of the facts, opens us to other perspectives. This openness can be incredibly liberating. By accepting that we don't have all the answers, we can approach situations with a more open mind and less prone to anger. The Stoic perspective also teaches us to see challenges as opportunities. Instead of getting angry when things don't go our way, we can see these moments as tests of our character and resilience. This refocusing allows us to address obstacles with a more constructive and less reactive attitude. Seeing things as they really are also encourages us to practice empathy. By trying to see things from the point of view of others, we can begin to understand why they act the way they do. This understanding can dissipate the anger we feel toward them, reminding us that, just like us, they are dealing with their own struggles and limitations. It invites us to practice daily reflection. At the end of each day, we can review our thoughts and actions, asking ourselves if we have perceived situations objectively or if we have allowed our opinions to distort reality. This introspection exercise is vital to developing a clearer and more balanced perception of our world. In conclusion, the lesson of seeing things as they really are offers us a powerful tool for anger management. By challenging our perceptions, accepting what we cannot change, recognizing our indifferent preferences, practicing humility and empathy, and reflecting on our experiences, we can begin to respond to life with more wisdom and less anger. This transformation of our perception not only relieves our anger, but also leads us to a more serene, satisfying life in harmony with the world around us. Lesson number 3: The Art of Stoic Indifference. Delving further into the rich tapestry of Stoic philosophy, we come to one of its most powerful teachings, the art of indifference. This lesson is not about cold or detached indifference, but about a deep understanding of what truly deserves our attention and emotion. To better understand this concept, let's make an analogy. Imagine your mind as a garden. In this garden, you can choose which seeds to plant and which herbs to neglect. Stoic indifference teaches us to nurture the plants that bring peace and wisdom and to let the weeds of trivial concerns wither and die. Let's look at another analogy to illustrate this point. Imagine that life is like sailing on a boat. You are the captain and you can control the helm, but not the sea or the weather. Stoic indifference is like holding the helm steady, concentrating on your ability to navigate, without getting angry at the waves or the wind. By accepting that certain aspects of life are beyond our control, we can find a serenity that would otherwise be lost in a sea of meaningless worry. This practice of indifference does not mean that we do not care about things. Rather, it is about making a clear distinction between what is truly worthy of our passion and what is better to let go. For example, while the loss of a loved one is certainly a valid reason for sadness and grief, getting upset over a careless comment on social media is probably something you could let go. By making this distinction, we conserve our emotional energy for the things that really matter. It also implies an acceptance of the impermanent nature of life. Everything changes and nothing is permanent, and this acceptance can free us from many of the worries that often cause us stress and anxiety. Think about the seasons of the year. We naturally accept that winter gives way to spring and then summer. In the same way, we can learn to accept changes in our lives, knowing that nothing lasts forever and that every situation, good or bad, will eventually pass. Another important aspect is the idea that we can choose how we interpret and respond to the events in our lives. Just as a painter decides what colors to use to create a work of art, we can choose the thoughts and attitudes with which we respond to our experiences. This power of choice is fundamental to the practice of indifference, as it allows us to see beyond immediate appearances and respond in a more thoughtful and measured way. Stoic indifference also teaches us to appreciate things without becoming attached to them. Imagine that you are admiring a beautiful sunset. You know that the sunset is temporary and that you can't hold it back, but that doesn't stop you from enjoying it while it lasts. Likewise, we can learn to appreciate the experiences and people in our lives without clinging to them in ways that cause us suffering when they are gone. Additionally, it invites us to challenge our beliefs and assumptions about what is necessary for our happiness. We often believe that we need certain things to be happy: success, recognition, perfect relationships. But Stoic indifference shows us that our happiness depends more on our inner attitude than on external circumstances. By freeing ourselves from these limiting beliefs, we can find greater peace and contentment in simplicity and the present moment. The art of Stoic indifference is a path to freedom. By freeing ourselves from the need to react to every stimulus, every provocation, and every setback, we free ourselves to live a more authentic and centered life. Instead of being swept along by the currents of our emotions and external circumstances, we can choose how to live, how to respond, and ultimately, how to find peace and contentment. This lesson is an invitation to re-evaluate what is truly worth our energy and attention. By practicing this form of indifference, we do not become cold or callous. Rather, we become more aware, more present, and more at peace with ourselves and the world. It teaches us to accept what we cannot change, to focus on what we can control, and to find serenity and wisdom in the process. This lesson is a gift from the Stoics, a powerful tool for navigating the often turbulent waters of life with grace, equanimity, and a deep sense of calm. Lesson number 4. Impulse control and delayed response. Entering the fourth lesson of Stoic anger management, we find impulse control and delayed response, two fundamental pillars in building a balanced and thoughtful reaction. To illustrate this concept, let's turn to a powerful metaphor. Imagine that your emotional reactions are like the fire in an ancient forge furnace. This fire, when controlled and handled with care, can transform raw metal into a magnificent work of art. However, if left unattended, it can cause destruction and damage. In this way, impulse control and delayed response act like the blacksmith who controls the fire of your emotions, using them to forge something valuable instead of allowing them to wreak havoc. Impulse control is like learning to be the master of that inner fire. Anger often arises as an instantaneous spark, an almost reflex reaction to an external stimulus. However, just as a good blacksmith does not react hastily to the heat of the furnace, we too can learn to pause before responding to provocation. This pause, although brief, is crucial. In those moments, we take a breath, evaluate the situation, and decide how best to respond. This space between the stimulus and our reaction is where our power and our freedom lie. Delayed response, on the other hand, is like the process of tempering metal. In forging, metal is heated and then carefully cooled to increase its strength and durability. Similarly, when we take the time to cool our emotions before responding, we are tempering our reactions. This does not mean suppressing or ignoring our feelings, but rather giving them the time necessary to settle and transform into a more thoughtful and constructive response. But how do we apply these metaphors in our daily lives? Let's start with impulse control. In everyday situations, when we feel anger beginning to arise, we can visualize ourselves as the blacksmith by the fire. Let's remember that we have the tools to control that fire: deep breathing, temporarily removing ourselves from the situation, or even the simple act of counting to 10. These tools help us stay calm and avoid impulsive reactions that we might regret later. The delayed response, on the other hand, involves a deeper process of reflection and analysis. After we have controlled the initial impulse, we take some time to reflect on the situation. Why did anger arise? What is the most appropriate and constructive response? Here, we can use another metaphor. Imagine your thoughts and emotions as a stream of water. Instead of letting yourself be carried away by the current, you stop to observe it, understanding its flow and direction before deciding how to cross it. This act of reflection allows you to respond in a way that is aligned with your values and long-term goals, rather than simply reacting in the heat of the moment. An important aspect of these practices is the development of self-awareness. Just like a craftsman knows every tool and material in his workshop, we must know our emotions and reactions. This involves a continuous exploration of our thought patterns, emotional triggers, and habitual behaviors. The more we understand ourselves, the more skilled we become at managing our emotions and responding appropriately. Furthermore, impulse control and delayed response also imply a recognition of our responsibility in interactions with others. Just as the blacksmith is responsible for the safety and quality of his work, we are responsible for the consequences of our words and actions. By taking control of our reactions, we not only benefit ourselves, but we also contribute to healthier and more constructive relationships with those around us. These practices lead us to greater wisdom and emotional maturity. Just as forged metal becomes stronger and more resilient, we too become stronger through careful management of our emotions. We learn that true strength lies not in reacting with the greatest intensity, but in responding with the greatest wisdom. In conclusion, the lesson of impulse control and delayed response is an invitation to become artisans of our own emotions. By learning to handle the fire of anger with skill and care, we can transform what could be destructive into something constructive and valuable. This lesson not only helps us better manage anger, but also teaches us about patience, reflection, and the power of a well-considered response. Ultimately, it is a path to a more balanced, conscious and fulfilling life, where every emotion is an opportunity to learn, grow, and build a stronger and wiser character. Lesson number 5: Reflection and Analysis After Anger Events. In our journey to master anger, we reach a critical point: reflection and analysis after the episodes where this emotion has taken center stage. This phase is like a giant mirror that holds us up to ourselves, showing us not only what happened, but also what it reveals about our personality, our fears, and our hopes. Let's imagine for a moment that each episode of anger is like a dramatic movie in which we are both the protagonist and the spectator. By reflecting on these episodes, we make a critical review of the film, analyzing each scene, each dialogue, each gesture. This review is not a mere replay of events, but an in-depth exploration of what happened behind the scenes, our motivations, our reactions, and, most importantly, how we can improve our performance in future episodes. At this stage, hyperbole becomes a useful tool. By exaggerating our own roles and reactions, we can see more clearly how our emotions can lead us to act in ways that, in retrospect, seem disproportionate or even absurd. It's like watching a scene from our movie and thinking, did I really make a storm in a teacup? This exaggeration is not to shame us, but to help us recognize our behavior patterns and learn from them. Subsequent reflection also allows us to decompose the sequence of events. What triggered our anger? How did the situation escalate? By breaking down these events, we can identify tipping points where a different choice could have changed the course of events. It's as if we were detectives at a crime scene, looking for clues that help us understand and prevent future emotional explosions. Another crucial aspect in this process is the analysis of our underlying beliefs and assumptions. Often our angry outbursts are rooted in deeply held beliefs that may need to be challenged or adjusted. For example, if we believe that we must always be right or that others must always act according to our expectations, we are likely to encounter anger frequently. By challenging these beliefs, we can begin to change our reactions. By reviewing our episodes of anger, we can try to see the situation from the other person's perspective. How did you feel? What motivations could they have had? This exercise not only helps us understand others better, but it can also soften our emotional response in similar situations in the future. Furthermore, this analysis process is essential for our personal growth. Just like an athlete reviews his games to improve his performance, we review our episodes of anger to learn from them and evolve. Each episode is a lesson, an opportunity to grow and develop greater emotional maturity. An important component of this reflection is honesty with oneself. It must be an analysis without filters, where we face our weaknesses and mistakes with courage. By doing so, we not only become more self-aware, but we also prepare ourselves to make significant changes in the way we react. Finally, this process of reflection and analysis is not a one-time exercise, it is an ongoing practice. Each episode of anger gives us a new opportunity to learn and grow. Over time, by consistently applying these lessons, we can transform our relationship with anger, from being victims of our emotions to being masters of them. Reflection and analysis after anger events is like looking through a powerful telescope that brings us closer to the deepest truths about ourselves. It allows us to break down and understand our emotions, learn from our experiences, and ultimately use that knowledge to live in a more conscious, controlled, and satisfying way. Through this process, we not only manage our anger better, but we also open ourselves to a journey of self-discovery and personal transformation. Lesson number 6: The practice of gratitude in difficult situations. On our path to effective anger management, we encounter a surprisingly paradoxical lesson: practicing gratitude in the midst of difficult situations. At first glance, this may sound almost absurd. After all, how can you feel gratitude when you are flooded with anger or frustration? However, it is precisely in this apparent contradiction where lies a profound truth and a powerful path to emotional transformation. Gratitude in times of anger may seem like a locked door, but in reality, it is an open window to a landscape of calm and understanding. When we are angry, our world narrows, we focus on the harm, injustice, or threat we perceive. However, by practicing gratitude, we expand our perspective, reminding ourselves of the good things in our lives, the lessons learned, and the strengths developed, even through difficulties. Let's begin by considering how gratitude can act as an antidote to anger. Anger often arises from a feeling that something that belongs to us has been taken from us or that we have been treated unfairly. In contrast, gratitude invites us to recognize what we have received, and what we can appreciate, even in the worst of circumstances. This perspective does not deny or minimize the reason for our anger, but it offers us a broader and more balanced picture. Gratitude in difficult times can also be seen as a lighthouse in the midst of an emotional storm. When we feel overwhelmed by anger, gratitude can be the fixed point we hold on to so we don't get swept away by the waves of our emotions. By remembering and being grateful for the good things in our lives, we find an anchor that helps us stay centered and balanced. Additionally, it can teach us valuable lessons about resilience and acceptance. Facing challenging situations with a grateful heart is like walking through difficult terrain with a strong light in hand. Although the path is arduous, the light allows us to see the beauty and learning opportunities hidden along the way. Being grateful for challenges and difficulties may sound paradoxical, but by doing so, we strengthen our ability to face future adversities with greater wisdom and compassion. It also allows us to connect with others in a deeper and more empathetic way. By recognizing and thanking the contributions and support of others, especially in times of anger or conflict, we can overcome barriers and build bridges of mutual understanding and respect. It's like finding flowers in a field that we thought was barren. We are surprised to discover the kindness and support that can emerge even in the midst of discord. Practicing gratitude in difficult situations also involves an exercise in self-discovery. By looking for reasons to be grateful, we explore aspects of our lives and ourselves that we may have overlooked or underestimated. This process is like looking in a mirror that reveals not only our external image, but also the richness and complexity of our inner world. Ultimately, it gives us a healthier and more positive outlook on life. Instead of allowing anger to define and control us, we choose to focus on what enriches and uplifts us. This approach not only alleviates the intensity of our negative emotions, but also opens us to experiencing greater joy and satisfaction in our daily lives. The practice of gratitude in difficult situations is a paradox that invites us to look beyond the surface of our emotions and experiences. By adopting an attitude of gratitude, even in the midst of anger and frustration, we not only transform our emotional response, but we also discover a richer, deeper path to self-knowledge, resilience, and connection with others. This lesson, though challenging, is an invaluable gift of Stoic philosophy, offering us a way to navigate the turbulent waters of life with greater grace, strength, and hope. Lesson number 7: The power of the word and effective communication. Going into the 7th lesson of our journey to control and understand anger, we address a crucial aspect of our human interaction: the power of words and effective communication. This lesson is as vital as a lighthouse in the night for sailors, guides us through the turbulent waters of emotional conflict, providing light and direction. Words have immense power. They can be as sharp as a sword or as comforting as a warm hug. In the context of anger, the way we use our words can be the difference between escalating a conflict or opening the way to resolution and understanding. Like a gardener who carefully chooses the seeds he plants, we must be equally careful and deliberate with the words we choose to express. Effective communication in times of anger is like navigating a mighty river. If our words are impulsive and uncontrolled, they can quickly lead us into dangerous waters, where misunderstanding and resentment stir beneath the surface. On the contrary, if we navigate calmly and clearly, choosing our words carefully and thoughtfully, we can find a way through the emotional currents toward mutual understanding. An essential part of effective communication is active listening, which is as important as a mirror in which we see our own thoughts and emotions reflected. Active listening means not only hearing the other person's words, but also trying to understand the entire message they are conveying, including their underlying emotions and perspectives. It's like putting yourself in someone else's shoes. It allows us to see the world from their point of view and better understand their reactions and needs. Furthermore, effective communication requires clear and honest expression of our own feelings and thoughts. This can be as delicate as weaving a fine cloth, where each thread of thought and emotion must be carefully integrated to create a clear and understandable pattern. By expressing our emotions clearly and constructively, we give others the opportunity to understand our perspective and respond appropriately. Assertiveness is another crucial component of effective communication. Being assertive is like being firmly rooted like a tree, expressing our needs and limits clearly, without being aggressive or passive. This allows us to respectfully advocate for ourselves and respect others at the same time. In angry situations, assertiveness helps us communicate our frustrations without blaming or attacking others, which can prevent conflict escalation. Additionally, effective communication involves using language that fosters mutual understanding and respect. Like a bridge connecting two shores, our words should serve to connect our experiences and perspectives with those of others, rather than creating barriers or misunderstandings. Tone and body language also play a fundamental role in communication, being as significant as background music in a movie. They can completely change the atmosphere of a conversation. A friendly tone and open body language can soften a difficult message, while an aggressive tone and closed body language can escalate an already tense situation. In practice, improving our communication skills requires patience and continuous effort, comparable to learning a new musical instrument. At first, we may hit some wrong notes, but with practice and dedication, we gradually become more skilled at conveying our emotions and thoughts effectively and harmoniously. Just like an artist uses different colors and brushes to create a masterpiece, we too can use our words and the way we communicate to create healthier relationships, mutual understanding, and conflict resolution. By mastering the art of communication, we not only improve our ability to manage our anger, but we also enrich all our interactions and strengthen our bonds with others. Lesson number 8: The importance of self-knowledge in anger management. As we delve into the lesson on the importance of self-knowledge in anger management, we encounter a concept that takes on a life of its own, like a wise advisor on our emotional journey. This counselor, self-knowledge, guides us through the labyrinth of our emotions, offering us a flashlight to illuminate the dark corners of our psyche and help us understand the root of our anger. Anger is often like a volcano stirring beneath the surface of our apparent tranquility. It may remain dormant for a time, but when it erupts, its power is undeniable. Self-awareness allows us to monitor this internal volcano, recognizing warning signs before it reaches a critical point. By understanding our own emotions, reactions, and triggers, we are better equipped to prevent flares or at least minimize their impact. Imagine that every aspect of your personality is a character in a play. Some are joyful and calm, while others, like anger, are more tempestuous and defiant. Self-knowledge is like the director of this play, helping you understand how these characters interact, what roles they play, and how they can cooperate to create a harmonious story instead of a chaotic drama. Self-observation is a key tool in this process. It's like having a magic mirror that not only reflects your external image, but also your internal thoughts, your emotions, and your motivations. This mirror allows you to see not only how you react to certain situations, but also why you react that way. Is it fear, insecurity, or perhaps a memory from the past that lights the spark of your anger? Deep reflection is like diving into a river of thoughts and feelings. As we swim in these waters, we explore the depths of our minds, uncovering hidden patterns, limiting beliefs, and old wounds that may be fueling our anger. This journey is not always easy. At times, the waters can be turbulent and dark. But with each dive, we gain greater clarity and understanding of ourselves. Self-knowledge also involves recognizing our strengths and weaknesses, like a gardener who knows his garden well. This knowledge allows us to nurture the aspects of ourselves that help us grow and flourish, while carefully tending to those parts that need more work and attention. In the context of anger management, this means strengthening our capacity for patience, empathy, and communication, while working on areas such as impulsivity or oversensitivity to criticism. This process of introspection becomes a map to navigate our emotional responses. Like an explorer charting his course in unknown territories, we use self-knowledge to mark the paths that lead us to more constructive and less impulsive reactions. This map not only shows us the routes to avoid, but also highlights the paths that lead to calm and understanding. A vital aspect of self-knowledge is the recognition and management of our expectations. These expectations, often unspoken or even unconscious, can be like chains that bind us to predictable reaction patterns. By identifying and adjusting these expectations, we can free ourselves from automatic responses of anger and open ourselves to more flexible and adaptive responses. Self-knowledge also includes the development of healthy internal communication. This communication is like an internal dialogue between different parts of ourselves. By learning to listen, understand, and respond appropriately to our own needs and emotions, we can prevent anger from building up and exploding. This internal dialogue, when done with compassion and honesty, is a powerful tool for personal growth and emotional self-regulation. Additionally, it allows us to establish healthy boundaries. These boundaries are like the walls of a fortress. They protect us from external influences that can trigger our anger or disturb our inner peace. By knowing our limits and communicating them clearly to others, we can create a safe space for ourselves, where we can respond to challenging situations with greater calm and clarity. In conclusion, self-knowledge in anger management is like having a compass on a journey through unknown terrain. It provides us with the direction and guidance needed to understand our emotions, respond to them constructively, and navigate the complexities of our interactions with others. By developing a deep understanding of ourselves, we not only improve our ability to manage anger, but we also open the door to a more conscious, balanced and fulfilled life. Lesson number 9: The exercise of patience in times of tension. Delving into the lesson on exercising patience in moments of tension, we find ourselves on an allegorical journey through an ancient forest, a mystical place where each tree, each path, and each creature symbolizes an aspect of our internal struggle and our strategies to cultivate patience. Let's imagine that we are walking through this forest. Trees represent the challenges and obstacles we encounter in our lives. Some are imposing and seem insurmountable, while others are smaller and more manageable. Patience is like a path that winds through this forest, a path that guides us with wisdom and keeps us balanced, even when the terrain becomes difficult. In this forest, anger is like a storm brewing on the horizon. We can feel the wind shift and the atmosphere tense. Patience, in this context, is like a safe haven, a place where we can take shelter and wait for the storm to pass. Instead of impulsively facing the storm and exposing ourselves to its dangers, patience allows us to take a breath, reflect, and act deliberately. As we move through the forest, we encounter rivers and streams. These streams of water represent our emotions flowing through us. In times of anger, these waters can be swift and turbulent. Patience is like a bridge that allows us to cross these waters safely, giving us the perspective and time necessary to respond appropriately and not be swept away by the current of our emotions. On our trip, we also encountered rocks along the way. These rocks are like the triggers for our anger, unexpected situations, hurtful comments, or perceived failures. Patience is like a sturdy pair of shoes, protecting us and allowing us to walk over these rocks without getting hurt. It helps us recognize that, even if the road is difficult, we do not have to let them hurt us. Along the way, we also came across several animals. One of them, a wise owl, represents the wisdom that comes with patience. The owl reminds us that patience is not passivity, but an active form of wisdom that allows us to observe, learn, and make informed decisions. It teaches us that waiting and watching can often be more powerful than a quick, hasty reaction. As we explore this clearing, we come across a quiet stream. This stream symbolizes the flow of patience through our lives. Just as water flows smoothly over stones and around obstacles, patience teaches us to adapt and move through difficulties with grace and flexibility. On our return trip through the forest, we reflected on the lessons learned. Patience, like our path through the forest, has shown us that every step, every challenge, and every moment of waiting has a purpose. It has taught us to appreciate the journey itself, not just the destination. Exercising patience in times of stress is like a journey through a mystical forest, full of lessons and discoveries. This journey teaches us to embrace patience not only as a virtue, but as a vital skill that we can develop and strengthen. At the end of our journey, we emerge from the forest with a new understanding of how patience can transform our relationship with anger, bring us into greater harmony with ourselves and others, and guide us through the complexities of life with wisdom and grace. Lesson number 10: Visualization of Consequences and Results. In our quest to effectively manage anger, we delve into the lesson of visualizing consequences and outcomes, which we can compare to time travel. Imagine that you have the ability to travel to the future, observe the results of your present actions, and then return to the present with that wisdom. This skill is similar to visualizing consequences and outcomes, a crucial process for understanding and moderating our emotional reactions. This extended metaphor first takes us to the imaginary future, just after we have reacted to a situation with anger. Here, as time travelers, we see the consequences of our words and actions. Perhaps we observe damaged relationships, missed opportunities, or even our own disturbed peace of mind. This future clearly shows us the potential impact of giving in to uncontrolled anger. Then, we go back in time a little, to the moments before our reaction. At this point in the journey, we realize that we have the power to change the future. Like a film director who decides to rewrite a scene before filming it, we have the opportunity to choose a different response. This realization is powerful. It allows us to see that, although we cannot control external situations, we can control our reactions. Now, let's return to the present with the knowledge gained from our trip to the future. Here, in the current moment, we are equipped with a deeper understanding of the possible consequences of our actions. Before reacting with anger, we stop and consider what we have seen on our journey. This pause gives us the opportunity to choose a path that leads to more positive and constructive results. Visualizing consequences and results also involves considering the long-term impact of our actions. Like a gardener planting seeds and considering how they will grow in the future, we think about how our words and actions today can influence our future. This long-term perspective helps us make wiser and more considered decisions, avoiding the traps of instant gratification or impulsive reaction. This visualization process is like having a road map for our emotions. Just as a map helps us navigate unfamiliar terrain, visualization guides us through our emotional responses, showing us different routes and destinations. It helps us anticipate dangerous intersections and detours and choose routes that take us to a place of greater understanding and emotional control. It also allows us to safely experience the emotions associated with different scenarios. It's like a rehearsal in a theater, where we can try out different roles and lines before the final performance. By visualizing different responses to a situation, we can feel and understand the emotions that accompany each one, which helps us choose the most appropriate one. This process also strengthens our empathy and understanding of others. By visualizing not only our own emotions and consequences, but also those of the people involved, we develop a deeper understanding of how our actions affect others. It's like looking through different lenses, each showing a unique and valuable perspective. Lastly, it is an exercise of responsibility. It reminds us that we are the authors of our history and that our decisions and actions write the next chapters. By being aware of this power, we become more intentional and thoughtful in our actions and words. Visualizing consequences and outcomes is an essential tool in our anger management arsenal. It allows us to travel to the future and return, equipped with the knowledge and understanding necessary to make wise decisions in the present. By adopting this practice, we not only moderate our angry reactions, but we also navigate life with greater clarity, purpose, and understanding, both for ourselves and those around us. Lesson number 11: The influence of the environment and personal relationships. Exploring the influence of the environment and personal relationships on anger management, we enter a field where irony plays a significant role. Often, in an unexpected turn of events, we discover that our environment and relationships, which we would expect to provide us with support and calm, may be precisely the sources of our frustration and anger. Let's imagine that our social life is like a large theatrical stage. In this scenario, each person in our life is an actor playing a role in our emotional story. Paradoxically, sometimes those who are closest to us, who play the main roles, can be the ones who challenge our patience and self-control the most. It is as if the director of the theater, life itself, sometimes writes scripts where the characters closest to us are the ones who most test our ability to manage anger. In this theater of life, the environment also plays a crucial role. Our daily environment is like the set of a play, it influences how we feel and act. Sometimes an environment that appears calm and controlled can become an emotional battlefield. For example, a quiet office can be the scene of intense internal struggles of frustration and competition, while a home, which should be a haven of peace, can be full of tension and conflict. This irony of our environment shows how the places and situations we expect to be sources of comfort can, in fact, be the catalysts for our anger. On the other hand, irony can also present itself in how challenging relationships and environments can actually offer us valuable opportunities to grow and learn in our anger management. Sometimes, it is in the midst of chaos and tension that we find the strength and resilience we didn't know we had. It's like finding a flower growing in a crack in the concrete. In the most unexpected places and under difficult circumstances, we discover our ability to blossom and thrive emotionally. Furthermore, our interaction with others is often a reflection of our inner state. In an ironic twist, the people who irritate or anger us can be mirrors that reflect aspects of ourselves that we need to address or change. For example, if we constantly find ourselves irritated by the tardiness of others, we may need to explore our own relationship with time and control. In this sense, our relationships are like teachers in disguise, offering us lessons about ourselves that we may not want to see, but that are crucial to our personal growth. The work environment is another example where irony often manifests itself. It may seem like a competitive, high-performance environment would fuel our anger and stress. However, paradoxically, these environments can also teach us valuable stress management and conflict resolution skills. When faced with challenges and pressures, we can learn to remain calm under pressure, an invaluable skill both inside and outside the workplace. Finally, in our closest personal relationships, where we would expect the greatest harmony, we often find our most significant challenges. This may seem like a cruel irony of fate, but it is also in these relationships where our emotional growth has the greatest potential. The people close to us know us best and can therefore push our emotional buttons most easily, but they are also the ones who can offer the deepest and most meaningful support on our journey toward self-understanding and emotional maturity. In conclusion, the irony of how our environment and relationships influence our anger management teaches us that nothing is as simple as it seems. What at first glance may seem like a source of stress and frustration may, in fact, be a path to greater understanding and emotional growth. And the situations we consider safe and comfortable may be the ones that challenge us the most. By recognizing and embracing this irony, we can navigate the complexity of our emotions and relationships with greater wisdom and effectiveness, finding balance and peace even in life's most unexpected turns. Lesson 12: The Whispering Wind, Cultivating Mindfulness for a Calmer You. Imagine yourself standing on a mountain peak, the wind whispering secrets through the tall grass. This gentle breeze is a metaphor for mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in the moment. It's about quieting the constant chatter in your mind and focusing on the sights, sounds, smells, and sensations that surround you. Toxic people can feel like a mental storm, their negativity drowning out the beauty of the present moment. But here's the secret: by cultivating mindfulness, you become the anchor in the storm, finding peace and clarity amidst the chaos. Mindfulness isn't about achieving a state of perfect zen or emptying your mind. It's about acknowledging your thoughts and feelings without judgment, allowing them to come and go like passing clouds. By anchoring yourself in the present, you become less reactive to negativity and more attuned to the beauty and wonder of everyday life. Here's the key step: embrace the power of your breath. Your breath is a constant companion, a bridge between your mind and body. When your mind feels scattered, focus on your breath, feeling the rise and fall of your chest with each inhale and exhale. This simple practice becomes an anchor, bringing your attention back to the present moment. Imagine the wind rustling the leaves, creating a gentle sound that calms your racing thoughts. Focusing on your breath is like finding a quiet clearing amidst the storm of negativity. It allows you to observe your thoughts and feelings without getting swept away by them. Here's a crucial step: notice the world around you. Instead of rushing through your day on autopilot, take a moment to truly experience your surroundings. Pay attention to the details: the warmth of the sun on your skin, the vibrant colors of nature, the intricate patterns of a flower. By engaging your senses, you cultivate a sense of presence and appreciation for the simple joys of life. Think of the wind carrying the scent of pine needles and wildflowers, awakening your senses to the beauty of the present moment. Mindfulness allows you to appreciate the world around you, free from the distractions of negativity. Don't underestimate the power of mindful movement. Activities like yoga, tai chi, or even a mindful walk can help you connect your mind and body. By focusing on your physical sensations, you quiet the mental chatter and cultivate a sense of calm awareness. Imagine feeling the earth beneath your feet as you walk, the wind brushing against your face, each step a reminder to be present. Mindful movement allows you to experience your body in the present moment, fostering a sense of peace and well-being. Remember, mindfulness is a practice, not a destination. There will be times when your mind wanders, and that's okay. The key is to gently bring your attention back to the present moment, without judgment or frustration. Think of the wind occasionally picking up strength, but you remain rooted, your breath your anchor. With consistent practice, mindfulness becomes a powerful tool for managing negativity and finding inner peace. It allows you to appreciate the beauty and wonder of the present moment, even amidst the storms of life. Let the whispering wind be your guide. Cultivate mindfulness and discover the calming power of being present in the moment. Remember, a mindful you is a more resilient you, better equipped to navigate life's challenges with clarity and inner peace. Lesson 13: The Uncoiling Spring, Releasing Tension for a Calmer You. Imagine yourself coiled tight like a spring, your muscles tense, your breath shallow. This tension is a physical manifestation of stress, often exacerbated by interactions with toxic people. But here's the secret: by practicing relaxation techniques, you can uncoil the spring and reclaim a sense of calm within your body and mind. Physical relaxation isn't about achieving a state of perfect stillness or forcing yourself into uncomfortable positions. It's about quieting the physical response to stress and promoting a sense of ease and well-being. By learning to relax your body, you signal to your mind to follow suit, creating a space for inner peace amidst the chaos. There are many techniques you can incorporate into your daily routine. Here are a few key practices to get you started. Focus on your breath. Just like in mindfulness, your breath is a powerful tool for relaxation. Practice slow, deep breaths, feeling your belly rise and fall with each inhale and exhale. This simple practice activates your body's relaxation response, calming your nervous system and reducing tension. Imagine the spring gently starting to unwind as you take a deep breath, feeling the tension slowly release. Focusing on your breath is like a pressure valve, releasing the pent-up energy from your body. Progressive muscle relaxation, tense and release different muscle groups one at a time. Start by clenching your fists for a few seconds, then releasing and feeling the tension melt away. Continue with your arms, shoulders, forehead, and down your legs. With each release, visualize the tension draining from your body. Think of the spring relaxing coil by coil, each muscle release offering a tangible sense of relief. Progressive muscle relaxation allows you to pinpoint areas of tension and consciously release them. Body scan. Lie down comfortably and close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths and begin to scan your body from head to toe. Notice any areas of tension, pain, or discomfort. Don't try to force these sensations away, simply acknowledge them with a sense of curiosity. Imagine breathing warmth or light into those areas, promoting a sense of relaxation and ease. Imagine the spring gently unwinding as you scan your body, releasing any tension you encounter. The body scan allows you to become more aware of your physical sensations and actively promote relaxation. Gentle stretching, light stretches can help to improve flexibility and release tension in your muscles. Focus on slow, mindful movements, listening to your body and avoiding any pain. As you stretch, visualize lengthening and releasing tension from your muscles. Think of the spring gradually extending as you stretch, each movement a reminder to release built-up tension. Gentle stretching not only relaxes your muscles but also improves your posture and circulation. Remember, consistency is key. The more you practice relaxation techniques, the more effective they become. Integrate them into your daily routine, even if it's just for a few minutes. You can practice them while sitting at your desk, lying in bed before sleep, or even during a short break throughout the day. Think of the spring eventually becoming completely uncoiled, a symbol of your newfound sense of calm and well-being. By regularly practicing relaxation techniques, you become better equipped to handle stress and navigate the challenges of life with a sense of inner peace. Let the uncoiling spring be your guide. Embrace physical relaxation and discover the profound impact it has on your overall well-being. Remember, a relaxed body is a calmer mind, better equipped to navigate life's complexities with a sense of ease and resilience. Lesson 14, The Impenetrable Fortress, Protecting Your Well-Being with Boundaries. Imagine yourself standing within a magnificent fortress, its walls strong and resilient. Toxic people can feel like battering rams, relentless in their attempts to chip away at your energy and well-being. But here's the secret: the key to the fortress lies within you. By establishing healthy boundaries, you build strong walls that protect your emotional and mental space, creating a safe haven within the chaos. Healthy boundaries aren't about walls of isolation or shutting yourself off from the world. They're about clear lines that define your needs, wants, and limitations. By communicating these boundaries and enforcing them with respect, you create a healthy space for yourself and encourage others to do the same. Here's the key step: know your boundaries. Take time to reflect on what is and isn't okay in your interactions with others. What drains your energy? What behaviors disrespect your time or needs? By understanding your boundaries, you can communicate them clearly and confidently. Think of the fortress architect meticulously planning the strongest walls, ensuring their ability to withstand any assault. Knowing your boundaries allows you to build defenses that effectively protect your well-being. Here's a crucial step: communicate your boundaries assertively. Don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. When someone oversteps a boundary, communicate calmly and clearly. Use "I" statements to express how their behavior makes you feel and what you need them to do differently. Imagine the fortress guards confidently facing an approaching threat, their voices strong and their purpose clear. Assertive communication ensures your boundaries are understood and respected. Remember, boundaries are a two-way street. You respect the boundaries of others just as you expect them to respect yours. This fosters a sense of mutual respect and creates healthy, balanced relationships. Think of the fortress gates opening to welcome trusted allies while remaining shut to those who pose a threat. Respecting boundaries builds trust and fosters genuine connections. Don't be afraid to say no. Saying no to unreasonable requests or unhealthy situations isn't selfish, it's self-care. By setting boundaries and enforcing them, you prioritize your well-being and create space for things that truly matter to you. Imagine the fortress gates firmly closed, refusing entry to those who disrespect your boundaries. Learning to say no empowers you to take control of your time and energy. There will be times when boundaries are tested. Be prepared to walk away from situations or relationships that consistently disregard your boundaries. Remember, protecting your well-being is paramount. Think of the fortress being besieged, but the walls holding strong. Enforcing boundaries might require walking away, but it ultimately protects your emotional and mental health. Remember, establishing boundaries is a journey, not a destination. There will be times when you stumble, moments when you doubt yourself. But be kind to yourself. The key is to keep practicing, keep communicating your needs, and keep prioritizing your well-being. Imagine the fortress standing tall and proud, a testament to your strength and resilience. By establishing healthy boundaries, you create a safe haven for yourself, fostering healthy relationships and a life filled with purpose and peace. Let the impenetrable fortress be your symbol of self-care. Build strong boundaries, communicate them clearly, and prioritize your well-being. Remember, a life lived within healthy boundaries is a life empowered by self-respect and protected from negativity. Lesson 15: The Unburdened Backpack, Releasing Past Regrets for a Lighter Journey. Imagine yourself scaling a mountain, your backpack laden with heavy stones, each one a memory of a past interaction tinged with guilt or regret. These burdens weigh you down, making the climb towards personal growth a struggle. But here's the key: forgiveness. It's the act of releasing those heavy stones, lightening your load and allowing you to move forward with newfound agility. Forgiveness isn't about condoning past actions or erasing hurt feelings. It's about choosing to let go of the emotional baggage that holds you back. Holding on to guilt or regret is like clinging to those heavy stones, it only serves to hinder your own journey. Here's the key step: acknowledge your feelings. Before you can forgive yourself or others, you need to acknowledge the hurt and the lessons learned. Allow yourself to feel the emotions, sadness, anger, disappointment, without judgment. By acknowledging these feelings, you begin to process them and release their hold on you. Think of setting the backpack down at a rest stop, taking a deep breath and acknowledging the weight on your shoulders. Forgiveness doesn't erase the climb you've already made, but it allows you to continue with a lighter step. Here's a crucial step: forgive yourself, not for them, but for you. Forgiveness isn't about letting someone else off the hook. It's about releasing yourself from the prison of negativity. By forgiving yourself, you choose to learn from the past and move forward with a lighter heart. Imagine carefully examining each stone, remembering the lesson it holds, and then gently placing it back down at the rest stop. Forgiveness allows you to acknowledge your mistakes without shame, transforming them into stepping stones on your path to growth. Don't confuse forgiveness with forgetting. Forgiveness doesn't erase the past, it allows you to learn from it and carry those lessons with you without the burden of guilt. It empowers you to make better choices in the future, guided by the wisdom gleaned from past experiences. Remember, forgiveness is a journey, not a destination. There will be times when you stumble and revisit those old stones. But be kind to yourself. The key is to keep practicing self-forgiveness and letting go. Imagine finally reaching the mountain peak, the weight of the past lifted, replaced by a breathtaking view. By forgiving yourself, you create space for growth and self-compassion. You become lighter, freer, and more equipped to navigate the challenges of life's journey. Let forgiveness be the key that unlocks the burden you carry. It allows you to release emotional baggage and embrace the present with a clear mind and an open heart. Remember, even the most challenging climbs become easier when you travel light. Lesson 16, The Symphony of Perspectives, Cultivating Empathy for a Richer World. Imagine yourself standing in a concert hall, surrounded by a symphony orchestra. Each instrument, unique in its sound, contributes to the overall harmony. Toxic people can feel like screeching violins, their negativity disrupting the beautiful melody of human connection. But here's the secret: by cultivating empathy, you become the conductor, harmonizing the perspectives of others and fostering a richer understanding of the world around you. Empathy isn't about mind reading or feeling sorry for people. It's about stepping outside your own perspective and trying to understand the world through someone else's eyes. By developing empathy, you build bridges across differences, fostering genuine connections and creating a more compassionate world. Here's the key step: practice active listening. When someone is talking, truly listen to their words and the emotions behind them. Pay attention to their body language and try to understand the feelings they might be expressing. By actively listening, you create a space where others feel heard and understood. Think of the conductor carefully observing each musician, ensuring their instruments blend seamlessly into the overall melody. Active listening allows you to appreciate the unique perspective each person brings to the table. Here's a crucial step: consider the why behind behavior. People rarely act in isolation. Try to understand the underlying reasons behind someone's actions. What experiences might have shaped their perspective? What might be motivating their behavior? By considering the why, you foster compassion and understanding. Imagine the conductor analyzing the cause of a discordant note, seeking to harmonize it with the overall composition. Understanding the why allows you to see beyond actions and recognize the complexities that influence human behavior. Don't underestimate the power of perspective taking. Try to imagine yourself in someone else's shoes. What would you see? How would you feel? This exercise in perspective taking allows you to bridge the gap between your own experience and that of others. Think of the conductor mentally playing each instrument's part, understanding its role within the larger piece. Perspective taking allows you to appreciate the unique experiences and values that shape different viewpoints. Remember, empathy isn't about agreeing with everyone. It's about understanding their perspective, even if you disagree. This allows for respectful communication and the possibility of finding common ground. Think of the symphony blending diverse sounds, high notes, low notes, each contributing to the richness of the music. Empathy allows for respectful disagreement, fostering a world where diverse perspectives create a richer tapestry of understanding. Developing empathy is a continuous journey. There will be times when you misunderstand someone or struggle to see things from their perspective. Be kind to yourself. The key is to keep practicing active listening, considering the why, and embracing the power of perspective taking. Imagine the symphony flawlessly performed, each instrument contributing to the harmonious whole. By cultivating empathy, you become a bridge between people, fostering genuine connections and creating a world where understanding and compassion reign supreme. Let the symphony be your metaphor for a richer world. Embrace the power of empathy, and you'll discover the beauty that arises from appreciating the unique song each person sings. Remember, a world filled with empathy is a world where everyone feels heard, valued, and understood. Lesson 17: The Channeled River, Transforming Negativity into Positive Action. Imagine yourself standing beside a raging river, its turbulent waters threatening to flood the surrounding land. Toxic people can feel like these raging rivers, their negativity overflowing and dragging you down. But here's the secret: by redirecting that energy, you become the architect, building channels that guide the negativity into positive action. Redirecting negative energy isn't about ignoring your feelings or pretending everything is okay. It's about acknowledging negativity and then actively choosing to channel it into something productive. By transforming these emotions, you prevent them from controlling you and empower yourself to create positive change. Here's the key step: identify the source of negativity. What triggered those negative emotions? Was it a toxic interaction? A stressful situation? Understanding the source allows you to address the root cause and choose a more constructive response. Think of tracing the river back to its source, identifying the factors that contribute to its turbulence. By understanding the source of negativity, you can choose the most effective channel for redirection. Here's a crucial step: acknowledge and validate your emotions. Don't bottle up your feelings. Allow yourself to feel the anger, frustration, or sadness without judgment. Once validated, you can begin to move through these emotions and channel them productively. Imagine the river acknowledging its power, the force it carries within. By acknowledging your emotions, you regain control and prevent them from dictating your response. Don't underestimate the power of physical activity. Physical exertion is a wonderful way to release pent-up energy and clear your mind. Go for a run, hit the gym, or engage in any activity that gets your body moving. By channeling your energy physically, you release tension and create space for a more positive outlook. Think of the river flowing through a channel, its power harnessed to turn a turbine. Physical activity channels negativity into a force for positive change, both physically and mentally. Embrace creative expression. Use writing, painting, music, or any creative outlet to express your emotions. By channeling your negativity into creative pursuits, you can transform it into something beautiful and meaningful. Imagine the river flowing through a channel, nourishing the land and creating fertile ground for new life. Creative expression allows you to process negativity and transform it into something inspiring. Remember, redirection is a skill that takes practice. There will be times when you slip back into negativity. But be kind to yourself. The key is to keep identifying your triggers, acknowledging your emotions, and finding healthy outlets to channel them. Think of the once raging river now flowing peacefully, its energy powering a thriving community. By consistently redirecting negativity, you learn to harness its power for positive growth and become a beacon of resilience in the face of challenges. Let the channeled river be your metaphor for transformation. Embrace the power of redirection, and you'll discover that even negativity can be harnessed to create a more fulfilling and positive life. Remember, a life empowered by redirection is a life overflowing with the potential for positive change. Lesson 18: The Blooming Garden, Cultivating Positive Self-Talk for a Flourishing You. Imagine yourself standing before a garden, some patches overgrown with weeds, others bursting with vibrant blooms. These weeds represent negative self-talk, the harsh inner critic that can drain your confidence and hinder your growth. The blooms symbolize positive self-talk, the nurturing voice that empowers you to blossom and reach your full potential. Here's the secret: the gardener within holds the key. By cultivating positive self-talk, you transform the neglected corners of your mind into a flourishing garden, brimming with self-compassion and belief. Positive self-talk isn't about ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about replacing negative self-criticism with encouraging and supportive language. By nurturing this inner voice, you build resilience against negativity and create a foundation for a more fulfilling life. Here's the key step: identify your inner critic. Pay attention to the self-talk that runs on autopilot in your mind. What phrases do you use to describe yourself? Are they encouraging or belittling? Recognizing your self-talk patterns is the first step towards positive change. Think of carefully examining the overgrown patches in your garden, identifying the weeds that choke out potential growth. Recognizing your negative self-talk allows you to address it and replace it with something more nourishing. Here's a crucial step: challenge negative thoughts. When your inner critic whispers doubts, don't accept them as truth. Question these thoughts, and replace them with more realistic and empowering ones. Would you speak to a friend this way? Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding. Imagine carefully removing the weeds, making space for vibrant flowers to thrive. Challenging negative thoughts allows you to clear the path for self-compassion and positive beliefs. Embrace self-compassion. We all make mistakes, face setbacks, and experience self-doubt. It's part of being human. But instead of dwelling on imperfections, practice self-compassion. Acknowledge your struggles with kindness and offer yourself the support you need to grow. Think of gently tending to delicate seedlings, providing them with the care and encouragement they need to blossom. Self-compassion allows you to nurture your inner self with the same care you would extend to a loved one. Focus on your strengths. It's easy to get fixated on weaknesses, but what about your strengths? Reflect on your skills, talents, and accomplishments. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small, and acknowledge the unique value you bring to the world. Imagine meticulously planting vibrant flowers, anticipating the beauty they will bring to your garden. Focusing on your strengths allows you to cultivate positive self-belief and bloom with confidence. Remember, positive self-talk is a practice, not a destination. There will be days when negativity creeps back in. But be kind to yourself. The key is to keep challenging negative thoughts, practicing self-compassion, and celebrating your strengths. Think of your garden slowly transforming, weeds replaced by vibrant blooms. Over time, positive self-talk becomes your default language, empowering you to navigate challenges with resilience and chase your dreams with unwavering belief. Let the blooming garden be your metaphor for personal growth. Cultivate positive self-talk, and you'll witness the transformation unfold, blossoming into a life filled with confidence, self-worth, and the unwavering belief that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Remember, a garden nurtured with positive self-talk becomes a haven of self-love and a springboard for a fulfilling life. Lesson 19: The Clockwork City, Building Order and Rhythm for a Fulfilling Life. Imagine yourself standing amidst a bustling city, its inhabitants moving with a sense of purpose, guided by the rhythmic ticking of a giant clock tower. Toxic people can feel like sporadic bursts of chaos, disrupting your internal rhythm and creating a sense of disarray. But here's the secret: by establishing consistent routines, you become the architect of your own city, building a structure of order and rhythm that fosters productivity, well-being, and a sense of control over your time. Routines aren't about rigid schedules or micromanaging every minute. They're about creating a framework that supports your goals and promotes a sense of balance. By establishing consistent patterns in your day, you create space for both productivity and relaxation, ensuring that no aspect of your life is neglected. Here's the key step: identify your goals and priorities. What do you want to achieve in different areas of your life? Reflect on your work aspirations, health goals, and personal interests. By understanding your priorities, you can structure your routines to support them. Think of the architect carefully laying out the city's blueprint, ensuring each district caters to the needs of its inhabitants. Identifying your goals allows you to build routines that propel you towards a fulfilling life. Here's a crucial step: schedule dedicated time for your priorities. Don't leave your most important tasks at the mercy of chance. Block out specific times in your day for work, exercise, hobbies, and self-care. By scheduling these activities, you ensure they receive the focused attention they deserve. Imagine designating specific areas within the city for different functions: a business district, a park, a residential area. Scheduling dedicated time slots allows for focused effort on each aspect of your life. Don't underestimate the power of small habits. Building small, consistent habits into your routine is key to long-term success. Start by incorporating short bursts of focused work, regular exercise sessions, or dedicated relaxation time. Over time, these habits become ingrained in your rhythm, promoting a sense of accomplishment and well-being. Think of the city slowly coming alive as its inhabitants establish their daily routines: bakers waking early, students attending classes, athletes training in the park. Small, consistent habits build a foundation for a fulfilling and productive life. Remember, flexibility is key. Life doesn't always follow a perfect script. Unexpected events and obligations may arise. Be willing to adjust your routine accordingly while maintaining the overall structure. The goal is to create a framework, not a rigid prison. Think of the city adapting to changing weather patterns, rerouting traffic flow, or adjusting schedules as needed. Remaining flexible within your routines allows you to navigate life's uncertainties without sacrificing your sense of order. Consistent routines take time and dedication to establish. There will be days when you falter or get sidetracked. But be kind to yourself. The key is to keep striving for consistency, recommitting to your routines when necessary. Imagine the city thriving, its inhabitants moving with a sense of purpose, their days filled with productivity and well-being. By consistently following your routines, you create a life filled with order, control, and the space to achieve your goals. Let the clockwork city be your metaphor for a fulfilling life. Build consistent routines, and you'll witness the rhythm of your days flow smoothly, propelling you towards a life of purpose, achievement, and unwavering focus. Remember, a life guided by routines is a life empowered by structure and fueled by the unwavering pursuit of your goals. Lesson 20: The Wise Navigator, Seeking Professional Help for a Calmer You. Imagine yourself standing at the helm of a ship, navigating a vast and turbulent ocean. Toxic people can feel like ferocious storms, threatening to capsize your vessel and throw you off course. But here's the secret: by seeking professional help when needed, you become the wise navigator, charting a course towards calmer waters and a healthier you. Seeking professional help isn't a sign of weakness or failure. It's a sign of strength and self-awareness. It's acknowledging that sometimes, we all need a skilled guide to help us navigate the complexities of life, especially when dealing with the challenges posed by toxic people. Here's the key step: recognize the signs that professional help might be beneficial. Are you struggling to cope with overwhelming emotions? Are toxic interactions significantly impacting your daily life? Do you feel stuck in unhealthy patterns of behavior? Recognizing these signs is the first step towards seeking support. Think of the navigator studying the churning seas, recognizing the telltale signs of an approaching storm. Recognizing the need for professional help allows you to take proactive steps towards calmer waters. Here's a crucial step: explore different types of professional help. There are many qualified therapists, counselors, and psychologists available, each with their own areas of expertise. Research different approaches and find a professional whose style resonates with you. Feeling comfortable with your therapist is crucial for a successful therapeutic relationship. Imagine the navigator consulting nautical charts and weather reports, plotting a course based on the available resources. Exploring different types of professional help allows you to find the best fit for your specific needs. Don't underestimate the power of talking. Talking to a therapist provides a safe and confidential space to explore your challenges, develop coping mechanisms, and gain a deeper understanding of yourself. By expressing your thoughts and feelings openly, you gain a new perspective and empower yourself to navigate life's challenges with greater resilience. Think of the navigator charting a course, plotting a safe passage through treacherous waters. Talking to a therapist allows you to navigate the complexities of your emotions and develop a roadmap for a healthier future. Remember, therapy is a journey, not a destination. There will be moments of introspection, challenges to overcome, and breakthroughs to celebrate. Be patient with yourself and trust the process. The goal is to equip yourself with the tools and strategies you need to manage your emotions, set healthy boundaries, and build a life free from the negativity of toxic people. Imagine the ship finally reaching calmer waters, the navigator having skillfully charted a course to safety. By seeking professional help, you navigate the storms of life with newfound confidence, resilience, and a renewed sense of inner peace. Let the wise navigator be your metaphor for self-care. Don't hesitate to seek professional help when needed. Remember, a life guided by self-awareness and a willingness to seek support is a life empowered by resilience and well-being. Lesson 21: The Ever-Changing River, Embracing the Flow of Growth. Imagine yourself standing beside a mighty river, its waters constantly in motion, carving its path through ever-changing landscapes. Life, like this river, is a journey of constant change. Toxic people can feel like obstacles in the riverbed, threatening to disrupt the flow of your growth. But here's the secret: by embracing change, you become the river itself, adapting and evolving as you navigate the twists and turns of life's journey. Embracing change isn't about passively accepting whatever comes your way. It's about developing the resilience to navigate challenges, the flexibility to adapt to new circumstances, and the openness to learn and grow from every experience. By embracing change, you unlock your full potential and create a life filled with growth and possibility. Here's the key step: acknowledge the inevitability of change. Change is a constant force in life. Jobs evolve, relationships transform, and even our own personalities are shaped by our experiences. Accepting this reality allows you to approach change with a sense of openness rather than fear. Think of the river acknowledging the ever-shifting landscape, understanding its role in shaping the world around it. Accepting the inevitability of change allows you to become an active participant in your own growth. Here's a crucial step: reframe challenges as opportunities. Not all change is positive, but every challenge presents an opportunity for growth. View setbacks as learning experiences and roadblocks as detours on your journey. This reframing allows you to approach challenges with a sense of curiosity and a determination to learn and adapt. Imagine the river encountering a rocky outcrop, not as an impassable barrier but as an opportunity to carve a new path. Reframing challenges as opportunities allows you to navigate them with resilience and a growth mindset. Don't underestimate the power of self-reflection. Take time regularly to reflect on your experiences, both positive and negative. What did you learn? How did you grow? By reflecting on your journey, you gain valuable insights and identify areas for further development. Think of the riverbed collecting pebbles and sand, each element shaping the river's flow and character. Self-reflection allows you to gather the lessons and experiences from your past to shape your future growth. Embrace a growth mindset. Believe that your skills and abilities can be developed through effort and perseverance. This growth mindset empowers you to approach challenges with a sense of optimism and the confidence that you can learn and adapt. Imagine the river growing wider and deeper as it flows, its capacity ever expanding. A growth mindset allows you to view change as an opportunity to expand your knowledge, skills, and understanding of the world. Remember, growth is a continuous process. There will be times when you resist change or struggle to adapt. But be kind to yourself. The key is to keep practicing self-reflection, reframing challenges, and maintaining a growth mindset. Think of the river constantly carving its path, adapting to the terrain and eventually reaching the vast ocean. By embracing change and fostering a growth mindset, you navigate life's journey with resilience, learning to flow with the inevitable currents and ultimately reaching your full potential. Let the ever-changing river be your metaphor for a fulfilling life. Embrace change, cultivate a growth mindset, and witness yourself flourish and evolve as you navigate the ever-flowing river of life. Remember, a life that embraces change is a life brimming with growth, possibility, and the unwavering belief in your ability to thrive in the face of anything. If this video has given you something new, if it has made you think or feel differently, help us to continue growing by subscribing, leaving your like and activating the bell. This helps us to continue growing and be able to generate more quality content for well-being of everyone. As we conclude this journey through anger management lessons, we find ourselves in a place of greater understanding and perspective. We have explored various strategies and tools, from recognizing and understanding anger to developing patience and empathy, each contributing to our ability to manage this powerful emotion. Like a traveler returning home after a long journey, we carry with us not only the lessons learned, but also greater wisdom and resilience to face the challenges to come. This journey doesn't end here. Each day offers us new opportunities to practice and deepen our understanding of these lessons. By integrating them into our daily lives, we get closer and closer to a balanced and harmonious existence, where anger no longer controls us, but rather we understand it, manage it, and transform it into something constructive and enriching for our lives. Let us always remember that anger management is a continuous path of self-discovery and growth, and every step we take is a step toward greater inner peace and understanding in our relationships with others. If you liked this video and want to continue deepening your knowledge about Stoicism and strengthening your abilities to handle life's challenges with wisdom and balance, I have a special recommendation for you. Click on the following video that we have selected especially for you. You'll find more tips, strategies, and reflections to help you apply Stoic principles in your daily life. See you there, dear Stoic.